Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 36 of Rapid Reviews Radio. I am your co-host, Kylie Wild, and I'm joined, as always, by Pete Beckett.
Hello.
So, Pete, we're on one of our light weeks after being sandwiched in between two very heavy weeks. We've got another one coming up next week.
Yep.
So, how have you been?
In the lab, just
Mm-hmm.
researching this next week's topic.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot more news this week, which is why we're going to have mostly a news story coverage week
Mm-hmm.
this week, because obviously last week was quite a massive topic that
That
we
was
covered.
massive. And, I do want to say another thank you to everyone that tuned into that. We have got so much fabulous positive feedback on that. And I mean, I'm probably speaking for both of us, but I know that I was riding high this whole week. So,
I was as well, so
uh,
speak. You can
yeah.
speak for both of us, like in this
Okay.
part.
Yeah, we're both quite touched with that. And of course, we always appreciate your feedback and input. And we want to bring you more things like that. That was so fun.
It
Such a
was,
good time.
yeah, it was a great episode. I really enjoyed being a part of that, and obviously discussing the future of gaming and all that sort of thing. So
Hmm.
it was great. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's it, like you said, sandwiched in between like two massive topics. Like it's
Right.
taken a lot of time and a lot of research to be able to actually give you something quite interesting next week. So
Yeah.
we decided to keep this one light, fluffy, breezy, all those
Cholesterol
nice.
free.
Yeah. We're going fat free this one, guys.
Yep. Yep. That is actually true. Yeah, we're cutting the fat on this one. We're gonna be lean.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that there might not be added salt.
Yes, there's always salt.
Should we get into the salt?
Yes,
Let's
get
just get
into
into
salt.
the salty stuff already. Because, like I said, we're going to cover some news. And no, I'm not doing my Keemstar impression. Because that
Yep.
is, I can't believe it, honestly. That whole thing with H3 and Keemstar is still
Oh,
raging on. It's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. Keemstar popped up in something else I was following as well, another thread, and he popped up in there. I was like, oh,
He's everywhere, honestly.
yeah, exactly.
He gets himself
But
about, but jeez, I'm not going
oh,
into that because that's a topic in its own right, to be
yeah,
honest.
exactly. Oh gosh.
Okay,
But
so
yes,
yeah, we'll
news.
start off with some pretty salty news,
Mm-hmm.
but also some good news for us.
Mm-hmm.
Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed again until November
Yep.
2020.
I'm gonna say that goes into another one of our we called it
Yeah,
columns.
that's why I said good news for us.
Yeah, proves that we are once again correct in our predictions. God, we really are good at that.
I couldn't believe that. When I saw that, I went, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's November. Oh my god, it looks like it's
Yep.
coming out for PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yep.
Which they
Yep.
have, to be fair, they have already confirmed the Xbox Series X Smart Delivery version.
Yeah.
They just haven't necessarily confirmed the PS5 yet.
No, but it made it makes too much sense for it to happen with as one, if that makes sense.
Oh, of course it does. Like
Yeah.
PlayStation, like we said, we might have said it last week. I can't remember whether we did. They haven't exactly spoken about the backwards compatibility too much, and
Right. No, that yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's coming. I think Daryl mentioned it, didn't he? He said that maybe they'll talk about it more in July once Halo Infinite has
Yes.
been shown in the Xbox conference. Calm down.
I'm so excited for that.
I know, and you just can't hide it.
I can't. No. Nope.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that one. Yeah, so another weird one. I mean, we should really read the statement, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
I'm gonna go get it. So 1 second.
See, this is what happens on our light weeks. We spend so much time researching, and then it's like, oh, right, we forgot to pull up the.
Yeah, we forgot to do so many things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. I've got like 2 rows of tabs open right now.
Oh damn! This is longer than I thought it was.
Ah.
Okay, So this came from Marcin. Apologies for terrible pronunciation of Polish names.
Oh gosh.
Marcin Iwiniski and Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red.
Mm-hmm.
We have decided to move the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 from September 17th to November 19th. Those of you who are familiar with the way that we make games know that we won't ship something which is not ready. And this is in quotes, ready when it's done. It's not just a phrase we say because it sounds right, it's something we live by even when we know we'll take the heat for it. At the same time, we are fully aware that making such a decision costs us your trust, and trading trust for additional time is one of the hardest decisions a game developer can make. And despite we think it's the right decision for the game, we'd still like to apologise for making you wait longer. Our intentions is to make Cyberpunk 2077 something that will stay with you for years to come. In the end, we hope you understand why we did what we did. And that's not the end of the statement, by the way.
Right.
There is some other there's some big news later on in that I will bring up. But I just wanted you to know what you thought about that.
I'm not surprised. That's a lot of PR speak for we've made a deal behind closed doors. And yeah. That's
so
exactly
you're
what that
definitely
is.
leaning into the we've made a deal with Sony, so therefore we're holding off because PS5.
100,000%. That is where my ideas lie. Yes.
Well, interestingly enough,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to disagree with you for discourse.
Oh, right. Okay. Hey, I'm always for that.
Because I don't necessarily think it is just for that, because I think, and this is my opinion, that what they are saying is not PR speak at all. What they are saying is, we want the best game out there that we can because we've worked for 8 years on this, and we don't want it coming out to a slew of, this game's broken, this is Skyrim sort of comparisons,
Yes.
you know. They don't want day one to be a buggy mess. So I can appreciate what they're saying. Yes, there is some PR speak in there, understandably.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing this from a genuine place of love of the series.
Well, you can but hope because it has. I mean, their first iteration that they released, the very, very, very first teasers.
Yeah.
The community was unhappy.
They were very underwhelming, weren't they?
Yes, and so they took it back to the woodshed, as they say, and tore it apart and rebuilt it.
Yeah, that's why it's taken so long for them to get to this point.
Exactly. So I can actually kind of see that point of view. That wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for them. Whereas I won't give most developers that kind of slack.
No, I wouldn't either. And also, funnily enough, the top comment on this thread on Twitter, I'm not going to read who it was from, because I don't dox people.
Right.
It says, need more crunch time, eh?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And then it's posted a picture of The Last of Us Part 2's Metacritic and all that sort of thing. So,
wow.
yeah, okay. But I can appreciate where he's coming from. Yes, CD Projekt Red are very much known for their appalling crunch practices. So I worry that they are doing this again to put on more crunch again. But I don't think that's the case. I think that what they specifically said in the lead up to this in the last statement they had was, we don't want our developers to crunch, which is why we're delaying the game.
Yeah, which I can 100% get behind.
Yeah, but let's be honest, they probably are crunching in some way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll continue reading the statement, but I'll sum up this second paragraph. It basically is talking about time of writing words. Cyberpunk is essentially finished content and gameplay wise. Quest, cutscenes, skills, items, all the adventures Night City has to offer is there. It says, I'll read this specifically, but with such an abundance of content and complex systems interweaving with each other, we need to properly go through everything, balance game mechanics, and fix a lot of bugs. A huge world means a huge number of things to iron out, and we'll spend the additional time doing exactly that.
That's not as good because we are at crunch time. And
Yeah,
to admit that you have lots of bugs at this point,
it's a
oh,
bit worrying, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
It very much is. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move on to the final paragraph because this is, I
Mm-hmm.
think, essentially what everyone wants to hear.
Yeah.
This week, journalists from all over the world are starting to independently play the game. We are
Yes.
eager, and quite stressed, to hear their opinions, as well as see your reactions when they publish their previews right after we air Night City Wire on the 25th of June.
Right. See, that means they've got full-fledged copies.
They've got a build there
Yeah.
that's ready.
Yep. Yep. And
That's what I
the
mean. I think there's going to be some things in there that obviously are going to be buggy. So they've
yeah.
obviously seen that build that they are putting out into the published or the journalists, sorry, and
Uh-huh.
what's going to be shown on the 25th shows that there probably is going to be some bugs in there.
Yeah. I mean, oh gosh, we shouldn't get accustomed to accepting mediocre.
Yeah,
But at the same time, we are dealing with technologies that are new.
yeah,
So there is a part of me that or maybe it's just a love I have for Cyberpunk. I want to cut them some slack. I
yeah.
really do. And that's purely emotions based, not
Oh,
logic based.
of course, yeah. I want to see them succeed in what they're doing here
Yes.
after such a long period of time working
Yeah.
on a game that
Hmm.
CD Projekt Red don't put that many games out there. Let's be honest.
Right. Exactly. Hmm.
They have GOG, which fine makes them a
Yes.
lot of money,
Yeah.
but they don't necessarily put out a lot of games. The last game was obviously The Witcher,
Yeah.
which was in 2015.
Ooh, was it? Wow, was it really? Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they've
because
had
the
five. There's
port
5 years.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 years between that game
Shh.
coming out and this game coming out. But they were obviously working on Cyberpunk whilst they were still
Oh,
doing
yeah.
stuff with The Witcher. So
Yeah.
8 year
They
development
definitely were.
cycle, 3 years of it intertwined with The Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, long time. So I really hope that the game comes out spectacular like I
I do
saw
too.
last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see. But I have got a quick question to ask you
Sure.
because I want to move on to the next news story.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure whether we should move on to another salty story or should we have it as a salty sandwich.
I like the idea of salty sandwich. I don't
Yeah,
know
so
why.
we'll have the. Shall we have the salty story last, and there could be the salty bread between the
Yes.
filling.
Yes.
Cool, awesome. Okay, so EA Play.
Mm-hmm.
We won't talk about this a lot because EA
No,
plays generally tend to suck.
they did. I'm sorry, guys. I know that we've probably got some fans out there of EA and BioWare, but
Yeah,
I,
I
uh,
I used to
I,
like EA
oh, I used
in
to
in the
adore EA.
'90s.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, there were
I
some.
had such. Mhm.
Go on, go on.
I was just saying, I've stated it before, but I had such high hopes when they bought Maxis,
Oh, so
uh,
did I.
and then it just went downhill.
Yeah, I would say that wasn't what broke me for them. It was who was it? It was Criterion that broke it for me.
Oh,
The ones
right.
who used to make Burnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved them over to Need for
Oh,
Speed,
yeah.
and whilst the Need for
Mhm.
Speed games are better now because of it, they pretty
Yeah,
much shelved Burnout
they
as a
did.
result.
They did. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bitter pill to swallow, especially after Paradise got released, and I hated that game. Even though everyone loves it, I hated it.
I I don't hate it, but I'm not gonna say I love it
Yeah, I didn't like
either.
the open world aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because weirdly at that time I thought that I would.
Yeah,
And then getting into it, actually there were several games around that time that shockingly I did not enjoy the open world aspect. It didn't fit.
yeah, it was the same
Yeah.
for me. But anyway, we had a couple of really interesting announcements that came out from this.
Yes.
Um, Apex Legends is coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I called that one ages ago.
I think you did.
I knew they were not going to let a game not go
No,
to the Switch like that. EA
no.
have been
That's too much money to
notoriously,
be made.
yeah, they've been notoriously quiet about putting stuff on the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah. I've said it before. I think that it's mostly because they're starting their own streaming service.
Yeah.
So they don't want to. Oh gosh, that's terrible. I was about to say they don't want to give away the milk for free, and then I remembered that that's a terrible.
Ugh. It technically is right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
exactly. But
God damn it.
so I think there's a lot involved with that.
So, yeah, I think Apex is coming out in September, I believe, for Switch. I think it's to coincide with Season 5, I believe.
Yeah,
Who knows? I don't play Apex
yeah.
Legends, as you can clearly tell.
I started to, and then just I don't know. I think
I've
I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah,
Oops.
noted down. You thought you could slip that one in there
I
without me
did. I
No,
did.
no, 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 no.
Must honk
No. Well done. God damn it, you made more work for me.
it.
It's fine.
I did.
It's fine. Anyway, so one of the other announcements we had the other day was a trailer for Star Wars Squadrons,
Yeah. Hmm.
which was all not in engine and all CG'd stuff.
Yes.
But on EA Play, they did say that they were going to show gameplay, and they did.
Right.
Did you
Which I
watch
did
it?
not. I did not watch it.
Neither did I, because I have no interest in Star Wars games.
I like Star Wars games. This I have no interest in whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw of the impressions, a lot of people were talking about this being very similar to Rogue Squadrons.
Exactly.
And obviously, people love Rogue Squadrons, so good. Apparently,
Yeah.
this is single player or co op with no microtransactions and stuff like that. So, EA reaffirming that Disney have told them to stop making microtransactions for
Yeah,
games.
exactly. Yes, we must not besmirch the Star Wars brand.
Yeah, which is why they've had the last couple of games with no microtransactions and Battlefront
Yeah.
2 being completely rebalanced.
Yep, absolutely.
Finally, Disney's done something good. Take
I
down
know.
EA.
Shocking. It's like, oh well, just try to make more money than Disney, and they'll take you down.
Yeah, too right. Um, so they talked about Anthem for a little bit.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Uh, yeah. I was gonna say they've been talking about Anthem for a little bit. Nothing new came out of that.
Anthem 2.0, they've still got their Christmas decorations
St-
up in game.
yeah, exactly. Oh,
Anyway, we'll get to the meat of the story here because this
right.
is what everyone is here for,
Hmm.
obviously. Whilst they didn't name it as such,
Yeah.
Skate
Which is
4 has
weird.
been announced.
Yep.
My
Which
god.
everyone went nuts over.
Yep. And the interesting thing, EA never wanted to make this game.
Ah,
Be- because
what?
the game's director apparently took over from someone, saw that the reaction that was had when they switched on the servers to Skate 3 again. Apparently, the
Oh
fans
my
willed
God.
this into existence.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because it's awesome.
Oh,
So
that's
I am happy for every Skate fan out there who
yes.
pleaded with EA for years to make this game have now finally got their wish.
Mm-hmm.
They showed no gameplay, they showed no trailer, they showed no nothing, but they told them that they were developing it,
That's
which
great.
is
I
awesome.
love that that was fan led. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
It just shows that
Okay.
player power and fan reactions
Yes,
do still have make a difference. So
they do.
keep
They do.
dreaming, everyone. That game
Oh,
that never happened could be willed into existence one day if the response is large enough.
yep. Oh, that's so good. Ah, that makes me
Tatsunoko
happy.
versus Capcom 2. Make it happen, Capcom.
I know that's gonna happen. It has to. It
No,
doesn't make sense not to.
no, it doesn't. It won't happen. It
Well,
won't.
it's yeah, I guess it's because Disney now, huh? They
No,
own.
I mentioned Tatsunoko, not Marvel.
Oh,
A
right. Okay.
lot of lot of licensing issues bringing that over to the
Yeah.
West.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So, and for those who don't know what Tatsunoko is, you'll remember Speed Racer, and that's all you need to know.
One of the first animes I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't know it was an anime because obviously, I
Of
mean,
course.
when you're like a kid, cartoons are just cartoons.
Yeah,
And then I remember being annoyed because Nickelodeon was the only one at the time that would show cartoons with big eyes, because that's what I called them. And I remember just complaining, like, and my mom was completely confused. She's like, "Hi, I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "These cartoons, they have big eyes and they're pretty, and I want to see more of them. What are they?" And she was like, "I don't have any idea what you're talking about." So,
of course.
so my love for anime started when I was like 4.
Brilliant. I, I I don't know if I ever really had a love of anime like you guys, like most people did.
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
watched it from time to. I watched some animes. I was
I
sort of
just
like,
was like,
meh.
well, like for a while there, like I said, Nickelodeon was the only one you could see it on
Yeah,
as when I was itty bitty, and then Disney Channel had Unico, and I was forever in love. I was like, I don't know anything about what this. I knew it was a style, but I wasn't old enough to say
yeah.
this is a style, you know. But I thought it was the most beautiful thing ever. And then by the time I was a
Mm.
teenager, the Sci-Fi Channel was showing them
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah. I think
every
that's when I
Saturday morning.
remember it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and then oh my gosh, and then I was there was we have a magazine called TV Guide in the U.S.
Yeah, we have
And,
something similar here called Radio Times.
okay, yeah, I think that would be very equivalent. And
Mm.
their lead story was something like Japanimation makes its way to America because it was when Pokemon was like
Yeah,
huge. This is during that time, and then it had a pronunciation guide for anime.
brilliant.
It just makes me laugh thinking about it now. But
That,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Okay,
those were the
okay.
days.
Can I mention another Tatsunoko anime that people should probably check out? I was
Yes,
disappointed they actually never made it into the game. The Samurai
right.
Pizza Cats.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need to know.
I
Just
forgot about
go and watch
them.
Samurai Pizza Cats because it's
Yes,
awesome.
please do. It's amazing. Oh, oh, I'm so happy now.
So yeah, Capcom, you're getting a tweet from me every week now because I want Tatsunoko versus Capcom 2. Make it happen. I could will this
I
into
would.
existence.
Yes,
Skate 4 has proven it.
absolutely. Oh,
I think I might
that.
stand alone on that one though.
Well, yeah, I don't know. You might not. See if you get any followers with you.
No, everyone always asks when's Marvel, baby.
Yeah.
Nobody ever asks when's Tatsunoko, baby.
No. It's always normal.
I
It's always
know.
normal.
It's always yeah, it's Marvel time, baby. It
Yep.
always usually is.
Yep.
Okay, right, we'll move away from that one because that's awesome, but it's EA,
Yeah, but
so
see it.
it's
Yeah,
EA.
exactly.
Moving on to some
Yep.
more announcements because this is a very announcement-heavy week. Clearly,
Yeah.
Nintendo made two separate announcements.
Hmm.
We'll start with the smaller of the two, and this is no
Oh
indication on how
goodness.
small this story is.
Yeah, I was like, that was brave, but go for
Yeah.
it.
Nintendo announces a Mr Sakurai Presents presentation for Monday, 22nd of June at 3 p.m. BST, so that's British summertime for those not
Hmm.
listening. Revealing the newest characters of Smash Bros. Ultimate in a 20-plus minute presentation.
Right. And predictions ahoy.
Well, our Discord was having a few of them this morning.
Yes, they really were. Yeah. So, but I will go ahead and Even though I already know your predictions, but
You
yeah.
don't.
So any
You
predictions?
don't. Well, you may do because you probably read them this morning. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty absolutely set on the fact that it's either going to be Min Min or Twintail, but
Hmm.
one part of me does think that they may throw a random fighter in there. A really
Yes,
random fighter, because,
they've done that before.
oh, they have. There's always been a
Yeah,
weird character in there.
yeah.
And to be honest, there isn't many weird characters this time around. You know, there's
Pro,
no, there's no.
but yeah.
Let's be honest. Melee's
Hmm.
weird, Smash Brothers Melee's weird character was Mr Game and Watch.
Oh, yeah, I
That was
guess.
highly unusual.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
a 2D
That's a good
character
point.
in a 3D game. Very
Yes,
odd.
yep.
I'm trying to remember what Brawl's one was. Um,
Who had Piranha Plant?
that's this game.
Oh, oh, golly.
Okay, yeah, Piranha Plant's
Oh,
probably the weirdest choice that they've had, but they had some pretty weird fighters in the past where you would think him or her.
right. Yes, yep.
Um,
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was Villager in Wii U
Uh-huh.
and Wii Fit Trader.
I was gonna say, what was the trader ones in? So
Yeah,
that
the
one,
Wii Fit
oh
Trader.
gosh, so
So
weird.
we have had some weird characters, some odd choices, let's say.
Yeah.
So I'll put a picture in the description or a link to a picture of two characters that fill the weird quota from ARMS.
Yes.
One of them's called Helix,
Mm-hmm.
and the other is called Bite and Bark.
Oh gosh.
Bite and Bark is a duo character of robotic police officers.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
It's so weird, but they are
Ah,
kind of
so
awesome at the same time, though. Um, and Helix is essentially just a gelatinous glob, pretty much,
yeah.
with
Hmm.
arms. It's so odd. He's an experimentation. He's green, and if you've seen the film Flubber, you know exactly what you're
Oh
looking for
gosh.
there.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But yeah, I'm pretty set on Min Min or Twintail for that for sure on that one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Um, just based on reading you guys stuff,
Yeah.
which is kind of a cheat probably for me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I'm kind of leaning towards your prediction. I think it's the safest
Okay.
for me. Safest for me, not safest for Nintendo.
It could also be a safe move for Nintendo, to be honest.
They like they like to release characters with a little bit of controversy behind them.
Um.
So,
Okay.
so you
So
notice the last two female or God, the la
the last two characters generally. Do you mean
yeah, yes,
what?
that's
You
much
mean
well,
Byleth and Terry?
yes, that's exactly what I mean.
So Byleth, who literally caused the entire Smash community
Yeah.
to rue that choice, and Terry, who
Wow.
literally pleased the SNK fans to the call of many of the new gamer going, who the hell are
Yeah.
SNK?
Yes, that's true.
And
So
I
I
lost my look, note this down because I'm already going to tell you now. I lost my proverbial shit at that because I was like, SNK are awesome. What are you doing?
yep. How can you call yourself a gamer?
How do you not know what SNK is? They've been around for 40
Oh,
years. Like, how do you
funny.
not know what King of Fighters, Metal Slug,
Yeah.
Samurai Showdown? How do you not
Oh
know these
no.
awesome franchises?
Yeah, and if by any chance you're listening to this and you don't know, go have some fun and research and play.
Oh, they're a great company. I mean,
Yes. Yep.
just looking at Fatal Fury alone is actually a
Yes.
really interesting story because
It
I'll
is.
spoil some of it for you. One of the person who basically made that game was one of the leads on Street Fighter 2 and
Yes. That's right.
actually left Capcom for SNK and essentially wanted to make a Street Fighter killer. Therefore,
Mm-hmm.
Fatal Fury was born, which is why
Yep.
Terry looks very much like Ken.
Yes. Very, very much.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, uh, I don't want to go into it too much because we'll know more tomorrow, and I'll be
Yeah,
watching it.
exactly.
Of course, I'll be watching it and reporting it at some point.
Yeah.
If you want some live reactions, I might be able to give them for you, but I
I was
wouldn't
gonna
plan on it.
say, I
I'll
was
be
gonna say,
working.
oh, right, okay. I was gonna say be sure to follow you on Twitter, but yeah,
Yeah, but
tomorrow's a work day.
it might be the fact that I might put something on after the event and just
Hmm.
round the whole thing up. So yeah, follow me at
Yeah.
Pete Beckett one if you want to know that.
Yep.
You'll be able to tell whether I'm happy or disappointed.
It's usually very clear. So
Oh, I don't make two bones about it. If I'm
yep.
annoyed, then you'll know.
Yep.
Okay, we'll have some more Nintendo news for you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Nintendo and Game Freak. So that should tell you what you need to
Yes.
know.
Exactly. Well, if you're a listener out there and you're a gamer, you knew this was coming.
Oh, of course it was. So
Yeah.
the Pokemon Presents presentation, as of Wednesday, the 17th of June,
Hmm.
showed off quite a few announcements in its 10 to 15 minute runtime.
Right?
They're usually short, but this
Yeah.
is particularly short.
That's
So
yeah.
I won't go into it because they showed Isle of Armor stuff, which is now out. And they
Hmm.
showed stuff about the Crown Tundra, which is due to come out in September, I believe.
Yes.
That's the second DLC pack expansion
Hmm.
for Sword and Shield. And if you've listened to the show long enough, I don't play Sword and Shield anymore because
Hmm.
screw that.
Yeah.
I had my fill. I completed the game, and I didn't really want to carry on with it. That was all. It was not a bad
Yeah.
game. It just wasn't a great one. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes. So they announced a couple of mobile apps.
Hmm.
Weirdly enough, one of them's a mobile app that's also coming to the Switch, which is called Pokemon Cafe Mix.
Yes.
This was weird. A free to
It
start
is weird.
puzzle game set in a cafe where you recruit Pokemon as your workforce.
Yes. It's
Now, go on.
oh, it's strange. That's really all I have to say.
Yeah,
My interest is piqued,
yeah,
because
I would agree.
yeah, yeah,
I'd
it
imagine
does
this is
sound kind of
sort
cool.
of yeah. I'd imagine this is like Diner Dash for Pokemon.
Well, see, here's what I was thinking. There's a Japanese character called Doraemon,
Yeah,
um, and long ago in the early days of iOS mobile apps, I had a particular fondness for Japanese games. I don't know why, but at the time, the Japanese mobile games, they had the formula figured out, and now
mm,
we have more American or Westernized games that follow the same thing.
sure.
Anyway, so Dormon had a cafe game,
Hmm.
and I kind of wonder if it's going to be something very similar to that.
Hmm.
Uh, and if so, I'm completely 100% on board.
Yeah, so long as it doesn't farm Bitcoin as you're doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
References to Cooking Mama Cookstar
yes,
earlier
yep,
news story in another show
yep, that's
because
right.
it could be a Cooking Mama style game as well.
Yeah, and well, that's what yeah, because see, that's kind of like this Dormon game was like that.
Okay,
It was a mixture of Diner Dash
yeah,
and which I for some reason never did not get on board with. I still
it's,
don't know why.
it's a good game.
Um, yeah, it's weird because that's the exact games that I loved at that time.
Yeah,
But anyway, and then yeah, like the food prep games. Oh, I love those.
mm, I think it
I
could be.
used to. I don't know if I do now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like them as much now, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed them at the time. They were decent.
yeah. There was a burger one. Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it was a flash game first. It was on Newgrounds,
Of course it
and
was.
then yeah, of course, all of my favorite games were, and
How is it the second time in a week that you've managed to
I
bring up
know.
Newgrounds?
Oh,
Because we had it in a conversation we were having prepping our episode
it
next week.
it also got brought up just in the people in staying with me. That so
Oh
it's been
my
brought up
goodness.
3 times. Yeah, 3 times, and
all, all those really dodgy games on there we won't
very
talk about.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's interesting time. But then when Apple iOS came out, the Apple phone came out, God, iPhone came out, Newgrounds just started to fade away, and all the sites started to fade away because they all came to mobile.
Yeah,
So,
and that's why we get a
yeah.
lot of cut and paste,
Mm-hmm.
what they call shovelware now.
Yep.
That's essentially what it is. They're just old Flash games, basically.
That's all they are. Yep. And yes, I do have some of them.
Oh, of course you do.
I'm still a sucker for I am. I am just a sucker for mobile games. Still play obsessively. Oh god, it's
Are you a
embarrassing.
gamer?
I am a gamer because I'm a mobile gamer. They're legitimate.
Moving on.
I will say back. Okay, I'm completely admitting this because I've grown and matured. Back in the early days, still talking about Newgrounds and early days of
Yeah.
iPhone. They called gamers that did that. They were casual gamers because those are casual games. And yes, I used to be like, you're not a gamer if that's all you play.
Yeah.
I have since gotten older and more mature and changed that. But
Yeah, of
yes,
course.
in case I ever run for governor or something and old
Just
tweets come back,
just put it
I'm
out on the
admitting it.
table,
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm admitting there was a time when I said casual gamers were not gamers. I do not believe that now.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
That Winnie the Pooh meme with the top hat and the monocle.
God, I
That
hadn't
was
thought about
that
that.
was you. It's like mobile gamers are not real
Oh,
gamers.
yes,
Oh,
exactly.
piffy.
Uh, yes, I'm looking down my nose at all of you.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on
Yeah.
to another weird announcement for them.
Yes.
This one is actually a tried mobile app
Yes.
called Pokemon Smile.
It is showing up everywhere and creeping me out.
Yeah, so I'd imagine I didn't see much about this, but I would imagine this is sort of along the same lines as Pokemon Go. It's like an augmented reality game.
Um, in a very strange way. I
Yeah,
can't believe your Twitter is not full of videos of people brushing their teeth,
it
which
is actually.
I'm quite nauseated at.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't really particularly want to see videos of kids brushing their teeth whilst playing Pokemon Smile, to be honest,
yeah,
because this is
yeah.
essentially what it is to try and help kids
Yes.
brush their teeth.
Yes, of course, mine are all, like mid 20s to mid 30s.
Oh yeah, so was mine. It's like
Yeah,
my mummy
it's just
never taught me to brush my teeth, so now Pokemon Smile can do it for them.
it's like, guys, I don't want to see your mouths.
I don't want to see anything of yours, let alone your mouth, to be honest. Right. Ugh.
So that's been funny. That's actually
Yeah,
been.
some of the memes have been good for those ones, but yeah, I like the idea. It's a good idea. You know, if kids are struggling with their with dental hygiene and wanting to brush their teeth like I did as a youth, this would have been perfect.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, definitely. I'm 100% yes, absolutely. Um,
Shall we move on? Because we've clearly
yes,
teased this long enough.
yes, we have.
There
I'm
was
kind of yeah.
Look, we're
Go for it.
skirting around the issue, but there was one big game that was announced that people have been asking nearly 20 years for.
Yeah, and I was one of them asking for it,
Yeah.
and wow,
Can I be
yes.
honest here?
Uh
Never played the original.
huh. I'm I'm stunned into silence. Have you made that a mission before,
Nope.
and I've just forgotten it?
No, never admitted it.
What? I'm
So,
shocked. I'm
new.
shocked into silence.
I know I've got to move on because I don't want to I don't want to leave that
Dead
lingering
air.
too long. New Pokemon Snap has been announced for Switch. The on rails.
Yes.
Let's take some photos of a
One
Pikachu. Shut up.
one of the best Game Grumps ever
Oh look.
is
Oh, it's an on rails game where you take Pokemon pictures. Who cares?
it's so cute.
I
You
mean, it
have
is. Yes,
I,
fine. It's cute. I've watched the game more than enough, but it was an
you have to watch the
N64
game.
game.
It was. It okay, yes, the graphics are terrible.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, they are.
They literally
But
ripped out the assets from Pokemon Stadium and just
they did.
used it. It was a
Yes, it's
cheap
so
and
clear.
quick cash grab.
Yes, it was. Maybe it. Yeah, it was. But I do highly encourage you and our listeners to go watch the Game Grumps version because you
No.
will laugh the entire time.
I'm not going to go and
Because they
watch
hate
them.
it. They
I'm
hate the
not going to
game.
go and watch it. I'm not going to go and watch it because I don't like the Game Grumps, to be honest with you.
I
Uh,
love them so much.
so, what I will do, and I do not actively encourage anyone to do this,
Mhm.
but I may have to get my peg leg and eye patch out again. Let's just say.
Oh, and go sail the seas, the high
Yes, yes,
seas.
yeah. I was
Yep,
trying to be
yep.
subtle about it, but that's why I said it the way I did.
Yeah. Well, look, if an autistic can get it, it's not subtle. So.
True, true. Uh,
But yes.
okay. Yeah, there is one really interesting fact about this, though.
What's that?
It's not being made by the Pokemon Company or by
Yeah.
Game Freak.
Yeah.
It's being made by
Yeah.
Bandai Namco.
Which it. uh,
Awesome.
Which yeah, I'm like. d- w-
Well, maybe it won't have N64 trees in it like Sword and Shield did.
Right. Yes, this is true. Like, are they gonna have? Is it gonna be superior? It's gonna end up being superior graphics, which is
Oh,
crazy.
if it's superior graphics to Sword and Shield, then seriously,
Yeah.
get Bandai Namco to work on the next
Please.
Pokemon game.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
just
Yeah, that's crazy.
it honestly is just proving that Nintendo have an incredibly strong relationship with Bandai Namco because obviously
Yes,
the
they do.
work they've done on Smash
Yeah,
Brothers for Wii U and for Switch,
absolutely.
they've got a
Mhm.
great partnership going on there, and they should actively encourage them to make more stuff with their properties.
Mhm.
Because let's be honest here, who doesn't want to see more Bandai Namco games of Nintendo properties?
To be honest, yeah, I like that. I think they're a great match. I do.
Yeah,
Ugh,
this
yeah.
here's to me hoping that Bandai Namco make a Tekken game for the Nintendo Switch in some way, like they do with Tekken
That
Tag
would be
Tournament
wild.
2,
Yeah. Oh my god.
3D fighter with Nintendo characters and Tekken
Uh-huh.
characters, Nintendo Cross Tekken.
Uh-huh.
How awesome would that be?
Why don't you get to work on wishing and willing it into
It's
existence?
another game I've got to do.
Yep.
Oh dear, what have I
Yep.
done? What have I done?
Yes,
What?
you've set yourself up now as a champion for
Oh
these
god.
games. Oh, that's too
Yeah,
funny.
it's annoying. But we'll move away from that because I have no interest in this game whatsoever.
Yes.
If it looks good when it comes out nearer to the time, I
Mhm.
may be interested, but I'm not going to pay £50 for an
No,
on rails 2 hour experience.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Yes, there's nostalgia for me, which makes me kind of go, hee hee, yay, I'm glad they're doing
Yeah,
it. But no, I would never, I can't actively encourage
yeah,
anyone to drop a full price on that.
yeah.
No,
I'm.
no.
That's why I'm kind of glad I brought this story up because I had a feeling that you might have played it,
Yeah.
whereas
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't. So I haven't got the rose tinted nostalgia glasses that you do.
Yeah, I have a tendency, if it was cute and it came out in the late 90s, I probably had my hands on late 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah,
I probably had my hands on it.
sounds about right.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so I think it's about time that we talked about this particular story.
Yes. Which is a shock. It came as a shock to me anyway.
I think it came as a shock to a fair amount of people as well, because
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it wasn't a shock to me,
Right.
but it
Were
is
you...
kind of a shock at the same time.
Yes. Okay.
I know, odd, but I'll go into
Very.
that in a minute
Okay.
because this got leaked badly, like really badly. This got leaked by press outlets as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, um,
Okay.
mainly because they were sent a puzzle to do, and
Hmm.
once they figured out what the puzzle was, obviously they made sense of it, and it was like, why could you not just hold off and not say
Yeah.
anything until the point?
That's very strange.
Y-
Almost like an intentional leak.
I think it was. I actually do think it was, now that we're thinking about it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll move on, because Crash
Mm-hmm.
Bandicoot 4, It's About
Woo.
Time, that's the subtitle of the game,
Yep.
was leaked online. The trailer got leaked online. The release date got leaked online. But
Mm-hmm.
the trailer is due to officially go live on the 22nd of June. So this coming Monday.
Right. Big day.
Oh, huge day. Because that's
Big, big,
also the
big
same
day.
day as the old Sakurai Presents.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what time this is going live.
I'm looking right quick. It doesn't say where I'm at. It just says Monday, the 22nd of June.
Okay, fine. Well, I'll look out for it, because it's clearly going to be on Activision's page somewhere
Oh
on
yeah.
YouTube or on
For
Twitter or
sure.
whatever. It's going to be all over the place. You can guarantee
Yeah,
it, because oh my god, new Crash game.
exactly.
Does everyone seem to forget how bad Twin Sanity was?
Well, it's because we want the funness of the first one
Yes, and the second and the third.
and the second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Third, I'm not big on the third, but
No, third one's the best one. Get out. The only game that
uh,
I have actually fully 100% completed in my time.
oh my gosh, wow.
It was so bad that, well, there was a lot of secrets in there, so you could go above 100%, so I think I got
Ah,
104%.
right.
But yeah,
Wow.
I managed to do quite a lot of the time trials and the gems and all that sort of thing, including that horrific bike level. That was
Wow,
hard. That
impressive.
was hard.
Yeah. Holy crap. Okay.
I know, it's my only humble brag that I'll ever have, that
Yeah.
I managed to do that.
That's excellent though.
So, how do you feel about this though?
I'm looking for, okay, about the leak, I don't understand. I'm confused by the leak. I think
Yeah,
that uh, while we're sitting here talking about it, I have come to the conclusion that I think that was intentionally leaked.
I agree.
Um, Now, as far as Crash, I'm ready for Crash because here's the thing, and I'm probably marrying a lot of people right now, but I just want some good old fun, you know, just some good old platforming fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready for that. I mean, I do, of course, I love, my Doom, and I'm dying for Halo to come out, and,
Mhm.
you know, narrative driven stories, as we've said,
Yeah.
they're wonderful. But right now, I just need something light, you
Yeah,
know?
I agree. I think that's a fair point, but I'm different to you,
All right.
because I'm not looking forward to this in any way, shape, or form.
Why? Why?
Because after going back and playing the Insane trilogy, and
Uh-huh.
I'm going to ask you to make a note here,
Mm-hmm.
but it's dog shit.
Really?
Crash Bandicoot is only hard because it's programmed badly.
Oh, wow. Now there's a take. All
Yeah, it's
right.
I found it with the Insane trilogy that a lot of it was made from the ground up
It
still
was, yeah.
had a lot of programming issues, where most of the difficulty is because it is just badly made.
Wow.
And this is
Right.
coming from someone who 104%ed Crash 3
Right.
back in the day.
Right.
So it's not like I was a stranger to those games. Going back and playing them was a task, to say the least, even 3. I loved
Hmm.
3 as a kid, and I couldn't play it. It was ludicrously stupid. Also, you've seen the images, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
hate the way Crash looks. He looks ridiculous. I hate the art style.
I, they made him okay. So I kind of have come to like the art style. Um,
Yeah.
but I have to admit they've made him cartoony in a
Yeah.
way,
Far too
which
cartoony, in
is
my opinion.
it's strange. It's very strange. They've made his eyes bigger, I think, or something,
Yeah.
or his head's bigger, something. There's just something, a more cartoony effect
Hmm.
on it, which could mean that they're going to really try to push him as a, like a Super Mario,
A
you know,
mascot.
Thank you. That's the word.
They want the mascot back,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
But it's not
And the
Sony
way,
this time around, it's Activision.
no. So, yeah. So we'll just have to see how that goes.
I'll be
Uh,
interested to see the actual gameplay in the trailer and see how,
yeah.
whether or not it's very similar to the original 3 games. If it
I
is, I
do.
worry.
Well, I will say the thing that's got me worried. There does already seem to be DLC,
Ooh.
and there seems to be a still shot from the trailer that says buy digitally and get the totally tubular skins.
Oh,
uh,
no.
which those are I believe those are free DLC. But if that,
But that's pre-order content, and
I was
that's a
gonna
slippery
say,
slope to go down again.
it is, and it really, I would think that, because the same thing happened with Doom. If there's skins offered for pre-sale, there's skins offered for after sale.
Of course
It's
there
a,
is.
so I don't know,
Yeah.
but I do love Crash. I am ready for a good platformer.
Okay. I mean,
So
I'm happy
I'll
for
stay
those
open
people.
minded, but yeah, but realistic. Open minded but realistic is how
Yeah.
I'm approaching it.
Yeah, and from what I saw in the leaked trailer, apparently, I saw a still of it.
Hmm.
Is apparently you're going to be able to play as Neo Cortex in this one. So
I
that's giving
wasn't.
some bad Twin Sanity vibes to me.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that's what that meant, but now, I mean, maybe it's a skin.
It's possible as well. I don't know. I'm
I
worried
just
by
don't
that
know.
too.
Yeah, yeah. We'll
So
just have to watch.
so
Yeah.
we'll move on from one ex Naughty Dog property onto
Yes.
a current Naughty Dog property
Oh,
for our last news story of the day.
yes, the ongoing saga.
Yeah,
That,
no more. Because this is me calling the end to it, because we are not going to talk The Last of Us Part 2 any further after this point because I'm bored.
oh, yeah, but watch something really dramatic happen this week.
Yeah, if something really dramatic happens, then yeah, we may have to cover it. But
I will
I'm
say,
putting an underline under this because I've watched about
uh,
7 hours of the game and I absolutely hate what I have seen so far.
yeah, I was gonna say also, we've made our stance and feelings about The Last of Us 2 pretty clear.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah, in our past eps. So
Yeah,
if you're still curious, I would go check those out.
sure.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, continue on so
So
we can.
this is a double story for you. One of them slightly shorter than the other, obviously. Um, how do I get about this? So, surprise, surprise, the game's been review bombed on Metacritic
Not a surprise at all.
by audiences.
Yes.
So the game came out on
Again,
Friday,
not a
the
surprise.
19th of June. Had a bit
Mhm.
of fanfare according to the critic reviews because it was sitting at now currently sitting at 95% on Metacritic, which is a
Which,
very very good score.
I was going to say, if you don't know, if you are unaware, that is a frighteningly good score.
There's about 50 to 60 100% reviews.
Yeah.
I always worry about 100%
I
review or a
don't,
10 out of
yeah.
10 or whatever. I wonder about that, but I won't go into that because I think that's a whole different topic for a different day.
Yes.
So
But, yes.
the game has now been obviously in the hands of the gamers for the last few days because, let's be honest here, people were getting them as of Wednesday because it was early. A lot of videos have gone up, a lot of dissenting opinion has gone up. And like I said, I've been on YouTube for the last 7+ hours watching the
Hmm.
game because I had no interest in playing and buying this, but I was interested to see where the story went. And the amount of times that I've nearly put this down just from
Yeah.
watching it is unreal.
Yes.
So I can understand where some of the review bombs have come from, but some of them do look like they haven't even played the game at all,
Yeah.
which I wonder about.
I,
It's
that's like the Death Stranding thing.
Yeah, they did that a lot on
Yeah.
Death Stranding. Any big game that comes out, like if there's controversy around it, you're going to get a lot of this. You're going to
Hmm.
get. I mean, even Animal Crossing got review bombed on Metacritic because it wasn't
Right.
on other platforms other than the Switch.
Exactly. Oh
Come
dear.
on now.
Yeah.
There are some very fickle people out there who don't know how the gaming industry work, and
Mm.
they want to get on board for. I'll put it in a way that someone in the video put the channers get involved in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those pesky 4chaners.
Yeah. And
Um,
8 channers, but 4 channers mostly.
yeah, well, I think that's an easy criticism for most people to say. Most of this is not
Yeah.
real, and it's not fair at all because there are genuine people out there who have given this a solid, a rating that they feel is appropriate, which is on the
Yes.
low end of the score.
Yeah, absolutely. We've also seen, reviews, well, seen on YouTube, but also read reviews of people who give their reasons, 100% their reasons why they are not giving it a good score.
Yeah,
I can support that. I
yeah.
absolutely support that.
There is one I want to put out there. Actually, he doesn't want his name usually being out there as much as it has, and he specifically asked for it not to be. But I do implore people, if they want to see a good early review
Hmm.
that I don't feel like was in some people's aspect a paid or shill based review,
Hmm.
check out Skill Up's review because he was
Yes.
very critical about the game, but in a very decent way about it.
Right.
And his
Yes.
reviews are genuinely decent as well.
Yeah, I have to second that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he got an early review copy, and you would expect it to be
Hmm.
positive. He wasn't positive about it at all,
Yeah.
which is understandable. That was his opinion. Remember, people,
Yes.
reviews are opinions first
Yeah.
and foremost. And the reason why we bring this up constantly because for one reason or another, we are both review writers. So we have
Right.
to we
Exactly.
have to try and remind people of that fact.
Yes.
When we write a review, it is only our opinion of the experience that we have had, not what everyone else
Yes.
has had.
Exactly. And I mean, to show a kind of, I guess, silly thing would be, well, here's one, a
Okay.
good correlation. One of the everyone's favorite flavor of ice cream back home, and I've seen it here too, is called mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
I would not touch mint chocolate chip with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, it's gross to
I
me.
It's gross. I hate it. I don't like mint and chocolate together. I feel that they should be separate.
Yeah,
I just realized how that sounded coming out. But I don't like it. There's nothing you can do to make me like it.
yeah,
Um, does that make me wrong? Nope. Does that make me right? Nope. Because it's not a wrong or right issue. I don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream. And I'm never going to. And I'm not going to make someone else not like it because I don't like it. Because we all are individuals with individual opinions.
yeah, exactly. And I think people should just remember that is that everyone's
Yes.
different. Everyone has a
Hmm.
different way of looking at things, and if a game connects with you on an emotional level, great.
Hmm.
If it doesn't connect with me on an emotional level,
Yeah.
that's also fine too. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I mean, a good example of that would be you and I are different stances on Red Dead Redemption 2.
exactly.
Um, you're wrong, and I'm not kidding. No,
You're
but
wrong, and I'm not getting into that either. But
no, but the thing is, though, we have very very different opinions on that, but yet we still can get along, and I don't think that you're, I don't know, stupid or whatever they say on like Twitter and stuff
oh,
because
I
you have
do.
a different, you know, belief than I
Yeah.
do, you
Well,
know.
I think you're stupid and dumb and like crappy games, but no,
Yeah,
no,
but
I'm joking. God damn it,
but
I'm
that doesn't
joking.
have anything to do with the game.
That's true, yeah. But I am joking on that one. I
No, I know.
respect that me and you can have a decent conversation about a game that we both, have different opinions about. It's fantastic, actually, and
Yeah,
you know,
it would be very boring if we liked all the same games. It would
exactly.
be a very boring show, also.
Yeah. I do want to bring up a tweet, a very
Hmm.
interesting tweet by a very interesting person
Hmm.
by the name of Mr. Druckmann.
Yes.
Mr. Neil Druckmann, director
Yeah.
of The Last of Us 2. This was tweeted out on the 20th of January, so day after the release. Oh man,
Mhm.
in just a few hours we have almost doubled the number of user reviews for Last of Us Part 2 than the first game received in 7 years. Love the passion.
Oh dear.
Pretty innocuous tweet, right?
Seems like it.
So he puts the user score and says 18,301 ratings. Interestingly, it's cropped the image to show does not show the user score, which currently sits at 3.4.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
seems a bit weird, that, right?
Yeah.
Moving on to even more weird stuff, then,
Yes.
because
Oh
it
my
has
gosh.
been revealed that there is for want of a better word, a very spicy scene in The Last of
Yes.
Us Part 2 involving Abby and a
Mhm.
character that resembles, in a very strong way, Neil Druckmann, called Dr. Uckman.
Yep.
Or Manny, or whoever it is. I don't know. But there is
It's
a character called Dr. Uckman in there.
yes.
But yes, there is
Yes.
a sex scene with Manny and Abby in the game that has gone viral.
I, I'm speechless right now. I think I for me, again, here we are. We're back to personal opinions.
Yeah,
For me, there is something so upsetting, and I don't really have the words for it, but that he put himself in that particular position. It feels almost like a power grab, and I'm very put off by that. I don't know why. I'm very put off by it.
yeah.
Uh,
The whole thing is very peculiar, very
mhm,
unusual, and I said this to you in the week, or maybe
mhm.
a couple of days ago. It seems a bit unusual that I've got no problem with directors inserting themselves into their own media, because
Yes.
Quentin Tarantino does it all the time. Alfred
Yes.
Hitchcock did it all the time.
Oh,
Hideo
yes.
Kojima does it in games all the time. So,
Yes.
you know,
It's not unprecedented.
no, it isn't. But to insert yourself into
Oh,
a scene of spicy
that.
nature seems a bit unusual from a male feminist.
Yes.
Having sex,
Exactly. Mhm.
and I'm gonna put this. I'm not gonna put this lightly. I'm gonna say this exactly how I've heard it and how I feel about it. Neil Druckmann goes in raw.
Mhm.
No lube, no spit, no nothing. I think I broke you with that, didn't
I think we the E is not for everyone. E might be for explicit this week.
I? Definitely.
The thing is, though, I mean, you're not wrong, and there's just this weird power fantasy that he seems to be acting out, which really bothers me
Yeah.
on a very deep level. And I don't know why. I don't have the words for it,
No, neither
but
do
I
I.
am I am absolutely bothered by it.
I think it's quite funny, to be honest.
I
I
just
mean, the fact that he's changed his picture on Twitter to the image of Dr.
yeah,
Uckman's trading card,
yes.
and the fact that the Dr. Uckman trading card had stats of 60% brawn, 100% intelligence.
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
just feels very narcissistic.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a troll.
I think it's genuine. I
I
think
think
he
it's
wanted
genuine.
himself in there that way.
I do. I really do. I mean, who are we to say what's in his mind? But all I can say is it doesn't appear to be a troll. It appears to be genuine, and
Yeah.
I
It
don't
does to
know.
me as well, which I'm really
It's very
surprised about.
bothersome.
But as of 8 hours ago, according to Twitter, he put, "Look, I know y'all think I'm handsome." This is obviously talking about the Manny character in
Uh-huh.
Last of Us, but I'm not quite as handsome or as talented as Alejo Ida. He's tagged in
Mm-hmm.
it, who brought Manny to life. Miss you, brother. So he's claiming that someone else has done this, and I want to have a look and see the guy. No, he doesn't even look like him.
No, he doesn't.
No, no.
I saw that as well. I
Yeah,
saw
the
that
guy is
earlier.
Alejandro Ada. Yeah, he
No,
doesn't look like it. No
there
way.
there's a picture of Mr. Druckmann with the same exact hairstyle as
Manny.
Manny. So
Yeah.
sorry,
No.
I can't buy that.
No, that's trying so desperately hard to
Yeah,
flex that, isn't it?
yeah. I
Oh god.
mean, he may have uh, did the mocap for the spicy scene,
Yeah.
but as far as the face model, no, that's Druckmann.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
So, um, am I right in thinking that Laura Bailey is the person who plays Ellie?
Oh, I always forget her name. No, it's not Laura Bailey. No, no, no.
Oh, Ashley Johnson.
Ashley Johnson. That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen two.
She's like an
I've seen
she's an
two.
actress, like I hate to say a for real actress because that's not what I mean, but I
Okay.
mean
Yeah.
she's yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I thought that was the case. I wasn't sure because there's an image obviously there that's been retweeted of the two the three actors who obviously did some mocapping.
Oh, right. Well,
So
see, and again, it could mocap can be, and we may bring this up again at a roundtable discussion, but mocap can be different from face model.
yeah,
So,
true.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll move away from that one because that one was pretty
yeah,
disgusting, if I'm honest.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Still developing, I'm sure.
No, like I said, I'm putting an underline under the Last of Us
hmm
2 because I am sick to death of talking about it, hearing about it,
Oh, God.
seeing it, watching it, getting bored by it.
I
Uh,
know.
and to be honest with you, I've had enough of the short game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's mildly subtle, I guess.
Yes, it was. Well, no, I got that.
I know you did. That's why I said
I
it in
just
that
don't
way.
want, yeah, I don't want our listeners out there to get it if they don't want to get it.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, the game's out there now. We can talk about it in
Yeah,
whatever way we want because people have had
I
two
mean,
days, and that happens within the first 2 hours of the game.
oh, yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, I know, but we're not going any more about
No,
this.
no, because yes, I feel that I've been betrayed, and that's as a fan, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's
Okay,
it.
so we'll move
Yes.
on.
Yes. Oh, we'll move on to our new rebranded section, right? Am I right? Let me
Yes,
look.
yes.
Yes.
Well done.
uh,
You remember
we
the
are.
schedule?
I did. Yeah, remembered. I had to like read it. um, we have rebranded our former "You Got This" section into the "We Got This" section. It's a 2 minute,
Oh,
sometimes more. What?
sorry, we're gonna
Wait.
have to pause quickly.
Okay.
Pause it.
Right. So we're going to move on to our new rebranded section, formerly known as "You Got This," our 2 minute break to have a mindfulness moment.
Mm.
We've now rebranded it to "We Got This."
Together
Um,
in unity.
yes, exactly. And so it's normally 2 minutes. This time it really is going to be 2 minutes because everything is crazy right now. Let's
Oh,
just be honest. Yeah, it's just all chaos. And that's very tough. But
mm.
depending on where you're located, things are starting to open back up.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's very important, especially if, well, it's important in general, but especially if you're someone who is on social media a lot and you're seeing a lot of things that are negative. Um, I'd also say, things can actually be triggering and stuff.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff going on. Um, so it's very important that if you're already under a mental health practitioner's care, that you check back in with them and you keep your appointments and your phone call if you if you're doing it that way. Mine are done via phone call because nothing's open yet where I'm
Yeah.
at. And
Annoyingly.
if, yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, no, I get it. I get it. I get it. It's just frustrating. But, having said that, if you aren't under the care of a practitioner, but you feel that you should be, I would, get in contact with your GP or your personal doctor, um, and start those wheels in motion, because this has been a tough year. I may not have been on this earth as long as a lot of the population out
Yeah.
there, but this has been one of the craziest years I've ever experienced in my entire life.
This whole year's a write-off for me at the moment.
It really is. It just is. It's it's almost like it hasn't happened. We've put it on pause, and then we'll start fresh and new next year or something.
Uh, does that mean we can forget about The Last of Us Part 2 then?
I would like to.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. But as always, you have to do what's best for you, and just be sure you're keeping your appointments if you have them,
Yeah.
and start getting back in touch with people.
Yeah.
Um, and as always, and forevermore, we got this, and we really do.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it through this.
We are. I would say limit your social media time as much as possible
Yeah.
because there's a lot of negativity out there on those platforms, so that might help for a while.
I'm having to do that as well.
Me
So
too.
yeah, yep. But
Okay.
that actually wraps up that, and we move on to listener questions.
So we've got two questions, one short, one long, because we got our first one by email. So we'll cover that next, but we'll go on to this one that we received via Twitter at FYX Podcast. The guys
Right.
over the gaming FYX Podcast. Thoughts on the
Yep.
Kevin Costner classic, The Bodyguard?
And that's interesting because I've never seen it.
Neither have I, so I can't claim it to be a classic or a dud or
But
whatever. So, but
but
what I will say,
uh-huh.
I got sick of that bloody song in it by Whitney Houston.
That song has been so overplayed. Oh my goodness. I will say, for my part, the only thing I remember from that movie was that at one point she wears like a silver metal bikini thing. I don't know what it's
Dress
called.
thing.
Dress thing, and apparently it's called the Queen of the Night costume, and I love it, and I want it. I want it now, even.
It is kind of awesome, to be fair.
It's
We looked it up
beautiful.
beforehand just to make
Yeah.
sure. It was like, oh, that is cool.
It's really cool. She kind of looks like Storm from the X-Men
Yeah.
with the headdress, the original Storm
Yep.
costume. But outside of that, I don't know anything about it
Yeah.
because I don't watch romances. I don't like romances.
I'm not the biggest romance fan. But
No.
my favourite moment of anything parodying The Bodyguard is when Homer gets his bodyguard's license and the examiner starts singing "And I Will Always Love You," which is absolutely hilarious.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that is funny.
Yeah.
Very good.
So thank you for that question. Sorry, we can't really talk about The
No,
Bodyguard that much.
no, sorry. I
Okay.
feel bad, but I can't do it. No chick flicks, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make comment
No,
of a film that I've never watched. So
no. It may be really good, and I feel bad if people are out there and they're like, "Oh, you've missed this stunning theatrical experience," but it's just
I
not in my realm.
yeah, I know people love it. I think my mum likes it. I'm not sure, but I mean that would make sense. But jeez, it's fine. Anyway, okay. So the next question is a long one because it came via email from a awesome listener called Paul Hibbs. So so thank you for actually using the email like
Yes.
we have asked. You're our first, and definitely, hopefully, not our last.
Yay.
So he comes in and says, "Hey guys, misgendering. I'm joking. I'm
That's
joking.
a joke. I'm fine with being
Yeah,
called guys.
I
So
know. That's why I just said it like I did.
we're just joking around.
Yeah. I wondered what your thoughts are on Microsoft's smart delivery and if they are overselling what it is. After a recent IGN video interview with Xbox development chief Jason Ronald, he explained developers that implemented smart delivery would have to create optimized versions of the game. So one for Xbox One, one for One X, and one for Series X. The customer would then buy the game once, and this technology, in air quotes, not sure why he says tech like that, would make sure you get the best version possible. Basically, you will get the right version for the console you are on. In a nutshell, this sounds like cross-buy, which is what Sony did during the PS3 to PS4 crossover. If this is cross-buy, which it sounds very much like it is, why the overcomplication and overselling of this feature? Am I missing something? Or is Microsoft trying to ramp this up to seemingly come across stronger than Sony? Also, given Sony as the market leader, would it be fair to say they would offer a cross-buy service to keep their offerings in line with Microsoft's? And this isn't a question, but he says, thanks for the great podcast. Keep up the great work.
And we're like, thanks for being a great listener. Keep up the great work.
Yep.
No, that's excellent. I love that we've got our first question, and it's a good one.
This is a
really good
great question, because this is something we surprisingly didn't discuss that much when we were discussing the new consoles, did we? We didn't talk about the smart delivery.
Right, yeah. I think that's mostly because we're waiting on Xbox to see what they're going to actually deliver.
Yeah.
So, do you have any thoughts before I dive in?
Well, I think he's right, actually. It does kind of sound like cross-buy, except cross-buy was a little bit different because, if I remember rightly, there were certain games that utilised the cross-buy feature, which was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I remember being one, where they had a PS3 version, but they also said if you had a PS4, you could plug your PS3 disc into there and it will give you the option to upgrade for £10.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's not exactly the same.
Right.
Whereas it's what it is in this respect is that if you were to buy a game on any single one of these technologies, they would work across the entire platform, no extra cost.
Right.
Basically.
Although, the PS3 did do cross-buy for PS Vita.
They did. I was going to get to that. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Like that was that was a cross buy, but it was also cross play as well in that sort of respect, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember there were a couple of controversies that happened with regards to that potential for the PS Vita. Three of them that come to mind are Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. All had PS Vita versions. The interesting thing about the PS Vita versions of Street Fighter Cross Tekken was that they were actually delaying the DLC of the main game until that game had come out.
Right.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, but that DLC was actually on the disc. Remember that.
Yes.
They were waiting for the PS Vita version to come out before letting us have the DLC characters that were on the disc.
So frustrating.
Exactly, and this is why I called myself a Capcom apologist last week.
Yeah.
To Daryl's much delight of laughing at that one, because I am.
Yes.
But I don't think this is exactly the same as cross-buy in any way, shape or form. I think the key thing is that with cross-buy, it felt like it did feel like an extra price to be able to pay because the architecture was completely different across the PS3 and the PS4.
Right.
So, whereas this, yes, the architecture is slightly different on the Xbox One to the Xbox Series X, but there is backwards compatibility available in this, which is obviously where they're going for.
right?
So
I
it's
mhm,
much like the same thing as what they've done in this generation by
mhm,
adding the OG Xbox and 360 support
mhm.
through backwards compatibility, but have 4K upresing textures and stuff like that.
Well, see, and that right there is where I think the overselling of what it is comes in,
Yeah,
because I think with smart delivery, it is strictly either they're going to be downscaling or upscaling depending on which the original was made for.
yeah,
And I think that being that they're still putting out games on an end of life console
yeah,
um, that are also going to be on the new next gens. Um, I think again, it's a nice little package to call it smart delivery,
hmm,
but it's not going to be anywhere in depth as they're making it out to be. I think it's going to be a simple. We'll take Cyberpunk.
okay,
Let's say that the Cyberpunk is originally released on the Xbox Series X
yep,
and the PlayStation 5. Well, if you digitally download them, um, it will know to downscale it.
yeah,
To your current whatever which box you have, if it's PlayStation 4 or Xbox One X.
yeah,
Um, so I guess what I'm saying is it's not that big of a deal technologically speaking.
no,
And yes, I think that Microsoft is using a lot of buzzwords and marketing to make it sound better than it is.
yeah.
Maybe not better, but sound more important than it is.
Well, using a
Um,
name like Smart Delivery, it
yes,
does give that impetus that it's a lot more intelligent than what it could be.
yeah, and all it's going to be doing is reading, uh, you know, it's going to be running a check, is what it's called in coding.
Yeah, it's
And that's just an if and statement, or an if or statement, or just whatever. It's
yeah,
but it's actually a lot more simpler, or a lot more simple than they're saying. And uh, then to answer the further question of let's see, where's that? It's the last one. Also, given Sony is the market leader, would it be fair to say that they would offer a cross-buy service to keep their offerings in line with Microsoft's? Here's the problem, and Pete and I have talked about this many times, even off air. Um, until we know who is going to be backwards compatible and who's not, uh, it's going to be hard to say, because I kind of have this theory that if the PS5 is not backwards compatible, they'll be doing it on purpose so that they can uh, have the PlayStation Store, because I can't remember names of anything.
it is the PlayStation Store.
Is it PlayStation Store? Okay. Um, much like Nintendo's shop is, um,
What, you
so
mean a
that you'll
mess?
just well, yes, basically. But instead of having backwards compatibility, they would rather you buy and download the game.
Ooh,
Um, that's my theory.
okay.
But having said that, I definitely have praised Microsoft's dadgummit, not all access. What is it?
You mean Game Pass?
Game Pass. Thank you. It's getting late, people. I'm getting tired. Microsoft's Game Pass, I have praised that as being the kind of Netflix of gaming. I absolutely think Sony has got their eye on that, and they're
Mm,
going to want to deliver content that way as well.
yeah. Well,
So,
this is what I was actually saying when I spoke to Stuart. So to
mhm.
anyone who obviously follows the channel, I actually did an interview with Stuart Armour from Talk Radio, and I did.
Nationwide radio.
No, this is no one of the things that was specifically brought up
Yes.
was obviously about what PlayStation's next offering is going to be
Yeah.
like, and I did mention that if they were to bring up PS Now a little bit more into line with what
Hmm.
Game Pass is like, I think we could have a
Yes.
real competition on our hands in that respect for the Netflix of games, as you called it.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think cross-buy is going to be a thing, though. I really don't for Sony. Because I do still
Yeah.
feel that backwards compatibility is going to happen on that machine. Which is why most people have predicted it's around about £600, possibly.
Right.
Because if you look at previous generations where obviously the PS3, the first iteration of that had everything in there for a £600 fee,
Hmm.
that had full backwards compatibility across
It
the
did.
PS2 and the PS1.
That's right.
So you have to remember that the PS3 is notoriously difficult to emulate. Yes,
Yes.
people have been doing it a lot better now than Sony ever have done,
Hmm.
but they couldn't obviously do it on the PlayStation 4 because that's why we got so many games like The Last of Us Remastered, the Nathan Drake collection,
Oh
and
gosh,
stuff like
yeah.
that. We had re-releases of games from a
Big time.
previous generation, and I thought that was a bit of a slap in the face to people.
Yeah.
Imagine, right, you bought The Last of Us, the last game on the generation, and then a year later it's out on the PS4 anyway. It's like,
Or or buying Grand Theft Auto 5.
across
Mostly
three
that.
freaking generations.
Yes. Because some of us might have done that. Well, not the third generation, but I did. I bought it on 360 and then had to turn around not very much longer after that. It's only like a couple of months or something.
Yeah,
And then, because I waited to buy the Xbone,
yeah,
and then I had to turn around and buy it on the Xbone.
okay.
I was just like,
Well, do you want to know why I got so angry about that GTA 5 announcement?
sure.
PS3, PS4, Xbox
Hmm.
360, and Game Pass,
Yeah.
the Xbox One version. I've owned that game 4 times
Yes,
because
exactly.
I'm such a terrible person.
I know, and they know that we'll keep doing it. So.
Yeah, yeah. So I highly doubt that Sony are going to do it. Xbox, however, have already confirmed that they are doing it, so backwards
Yeah,
compatibility is going to be a thing.
yeah.
However, I do have a quick question
Hmm.
about the smart delivery system.
Right.
Have they confirmed whether or not it's going to be physical media or just digital media?
I don't think they've confirmed, but it's interesting you say that. A lot of outlets are talking as if it is purely digital,
Yeah, that's what I've heard
but
as well.
yeah, but you know what? That's takes into another count. Yeah.
Yeah, if they don't work this with physical media, then they've pretty much ruined their any chance of me getting one. Because I've got Xbox One games that I want to
Hmm.
carry over, rare replay,
Right.
that I have
Yes.
physically that I will want to carry over onto the Series X.
I'm sure they will, but they're just gonna upscale it.
Yeah, that doesn't matter to me because obviously I'll be able to have, even if I'm not able to buy a game on day one, I will still have
Hmm.
games. That's the point.
Right. Yeah, that
But
makes sense.
if
That
they're
makes
only
sense.
doing it for digital media, all I have is Xbox,
Right.
is Game Pass games, which I don't technically own.
Right. Yeah. Then that's a whole nother discussion we're
Yeah,
definitely gonna have at some point.
of course.
Um,
Well, the only
yeah.
game that I would actually have on my brand new Series X in some upscaled way, and if I'm honest, I still haven't played it despite owning it half a year. Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yes. Order of the Fallen. Um,
Great callback there.
yes.
How
Um,
that is a joke from nearly 20 plus
that is,
episodes ago.
yeah, that's really old. For those who haven't listened that far back. Um, yes, I sometimes rename things because I have a terrible brain.
Yeah, but
But
it was funny.
it
He
was,
literally
yeah, I was
went
so
through the
tired.
Game of the Year show and called it Order of the Fallen constantly.
Yep. Yep, and posted it to you in chat as Order of the Fallen.
Yeah, he
Um,
did.
but yeah, so I think that'll be something to watch for. That'll be
Yeah.
something to watch for if
Uh,
they're going to do it on physical media as well as digital. I assume it's digital. I'm going to make that assumption, but I have nothing to support that.
I'm going to assume that it's also digital, but
Hmm.
considering the amount of let's be honest, the amount of crap that Microsoft gamers had to put up with last generation or this current generation, sorry,
Hmm.
with or even over the last 2 generations with the Red Ring of Death,
Oh gosh,
um,
yeah.
the DRM, the Connect issue,
Oh,
all of that.
oh.
They
Hmm.
have done their best to add some good faith into their customers. Now, if they were to take away physical media as being able to be included as smart delivery, I
Mm-hmm.
think they might ruin that good favour.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I will go with you, and I think that it's going to be digital only, and it will
Yeah.
disappoint me massively.
Yeah. Yeah. When okay, it's next month, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about a month away from their announcement, so
We'll
that'll be
have to
interesting.
wait and see because
Yeah,
it's unprecedented to know
it
exactly
is.
what we're gonna encounter. So this is an absolutely great question. I feel we've kind of short-handed this a little bit because we don't know everything. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we don't even know the price of these two machines, let alone
No,
like how this technology is really gonna work. I think
exactly.
if we had an E3 this year, which I'm disappointed about because it's E3 time right now and we're missing everything
I
basically.
know. I know.
But if we had an E3 conference like we usually would get, I think all of this would have been explained by now. But obviously,
Absolutely.
extenuating circumstances aside, there's not
Hmm.
much they can do in the current climate.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I think they're drip feeding information because it's the only way they can get it to us at the moment.
Hmm.
But I don't know. So,
Yeah.
Paul, I would say watch this space because we may answer that one a little bit more in the future.
Yeah, it's a good one, and I kind of want to go into it a bit more.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do as well.
yeah.
I think once we know more about the smart delivery system, we may talk
Yeah.
about it at length.
Yeah. Well, that actually wraps up our very well, quick for you guys. Kind of took all day for
It's
us.
7 hours, nearly 8.
But we had extenuating
Yeah,
circumstances.
you had someone turn up at the house. I had a Father's Day dinner to have with my dad. Um,
Yep.
you had a
Ah.
you had a meltdown. I had to deal with that. I had to
Yeah, see?
I had to start cracking jokes and
Yeah. You guys don't know. You just don't know what happens behind the scenes.
yeah,
Um,
because it literally got to the point where we were about to record and you were like, and I was like,
uh,
look, you got no energy. You've got to get you to the point where you're going to be good. You know, we've got the last bit. Come on.
yes. It's like a coach and a fighter.
Well, I have used that analogy to you
Yeah.
before because I remember
Yes.
I remember you
That
having a
is.
situation. And I said, what happens if
Yeah.
you get knocked down?
Get back up again.
I
Never gonna keep me down.
never ever ever reference that Chumbawamba song ever again. Ever again.
Ah, yes.
I
So
take a whiskey drink
that makes we made it to the end. We made it to the end
after a long time.
after
To,
7 hours. Guys,
to
oh my
you
God.
guys, it would honestly just feel like an hour and a
I was gonna
an
say I
hour
don't
and
think
40
it's
minutes.
maybe, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, maybe 2 hours, but it's
You know what I should do? I should just leave dead air in there so they can see how bad it was for us.
gosh, that would be hours.
It would be
But
8 hours. I would literally put dead air at the front of it for that.
oh
If that was our conversation before we started.
gosh. Um, but we do thank you guys for stopping by. We love it when you do. Um, and we also love it when you give us a like or a share or a review because you guys are awesome and you make us feel awesome when you do that. And
Mm.
also, again, I do want to reiterate that we've really enjoyed the positive feedback this week from last week's episode. And we are working hard behind the scenes to bring you a whole lot more of those.
Yeah.
Um, but before we wrap up, you may wish to know how to contact us. And the best way to do that is, well, you can check out the reviews that we're putting up this week, which you can find at www.rapidreviewsuk.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can join us on Twitter at any time, which is at Rapid Reviews UK, or the podcast specific one, which is at RR Radio Pod.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on Twitch, which is twitch.tv / our radio pod.
We haven't forgotten about it, I promise. It's just there are obviously other things going on at the moment, and supplies are hard to come by. But I did order
Yes.
my monitor the other day to be able to have the chat up, so that's a start. And I've got the
That's
webcam ready to go now that work sent it to me, so brilliant.
Yeah, there you go. And then, of course, much like our listener Paul Hibbs has done, you can email us podcast@rapidreviewsuk.com. And then there is a Facebook page. It's just Rapid Reviews UK.
Yeah, Mike's started reposting a lot of
Oh,
stuff on there again, so you should go and check it out.
okay. Then
If
yes.
your primary social media platform is Facebook, we shouldn't discourage you from going to check that
Yes.
out.
No.
Boomer.
I
Sorry, I had a bad cough there.
yeah, so that just leaves us. So Pete, I think you already gave yours, but give it again.
I am on Twitter, the utter hellhole that it is,
Yeah, yes.
at Pete Beckett1, which is the number one. Kylie, what about you?
I am on Twitter at Kylie Tagreet, KILEYTHGREET, where I am constantly posting about autism and understanding human emotions because I do not.
I think you're starting to understand a little bit more.
I am starting to understand them and I don't like them. Please make them stop.
Unfortunately, I can't because
Yeah.
some people might consider that murder.
Yes. Ugh, murder. Anyway, but that leaves one last thing.
I don't know why.
Um,
I just thought of Sideshow Bob there. The honeymoon is gonna be murder. Don't you do that rake thing to me. Don't you dare.
I love the rake thing. So that leaves one last bit for this fiasco.
Don't you
It
mean
is-
two last bits?
oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
No, no,
Okay,
you haven't
no.
forgotten anything. I promise.
Yes.
I'm throwing you off here.
Are you really? Because I know what the game fact is going to be, and
No, you
that's
don't.
a hilarious joke. Okay.
No, you don't.
Um.
Because
All
actually,
right.
due to
Have you changed it again?
no,
Okay.
the two
Hit us with the
things
game
is
fact.
the two game facts.
Ah. Okay.
That's where I tried to throw you off. It obviously worked a little bit.
Yeah.
So, one was the one that I obviously found beforehand, and the one that we both
Yeah.
found, and we couldn't not include it.
Yeah.
So, the first one, which I independently found, was James Bond was once considered a roster choice for Super Smash Bros. Due to the popularity of GoldenEye on the N64. However, due to the unbelievable amount of legal issues, he was
Yeah.
never properly developed into a playable character. Sakurai's quote about it is utterly hilarious, to be fair. I can't find it now, but
Oh
he was
no. Okay.
he was basically like, oh, he's a movie character. Oh no, can't have him. Oh, he's voiced by an actor. Can't have him. Oh, he's owned by another company. Can't have him. Oh, and Rare made that game. Definitely can't have that. Yeah, so it was basically around the time that Rare was being bought by Microsoft. That's why he specifically mentioned Rare.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I mean, would they make him look like Pierce Brosnan? I mean, that image is probably owned by someone.
Yeah,
So.
Pierce Brosnan.
Well, I suppose
I
that's
mean,
true,
I mean,
too.
it is him. It's his likeness.
Well,
But yeah, he was probably owned by MGM or
yeah, exactly.
the movie
That's
studio.
really what I was
you know.
thinking, but yes.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. I was being facetious.
Yes.
Yes. And the second game fact is
Mhm.
one of my favourite games of all time, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
Yes.
Did you know that Vivian, the ghostly character that you recruit into your team, actually identifies in the Japanese and in certain regions of the game as transgender?
And I did not know that because in America, they did not.
Yeah, I don't think they included it over here that much.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly encourage anyone that's curious about it to go have a read because,
Yeah.
yeah, it was very, very cool. Very cool.
Even to the point where she was included in IGN's list of favourite LGBTQ plus characters.
Yeah, which is really cool. And I never knew it. That's how how much it was not, I was going to say publicized, but that's probably not the right word. But
No,
yeah,
they
never.
didn't make typical Nintendo didn't make a big
Yes.
deal about it.
No, they just go about their day.
Very
But
typical Nintendo.
yes. But again, we thank you for stopping by, and this has been Rapid Reviews Radio, which is a supplement to the Rapid Reviews UK website, where you can find all of your latest reviews for indie and AAA games. And we will talk to you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.